Hey there, AmyK here, 50 at 50, number 50. Can you believe it? This past year has been such a gift for me. I hope it's been such a gift for you. Thank you for all the questions, all the love, all the support, all the likes, all the fabulous conversations along the way. And this 50 at 50 question is juicy and rich and deep as only it should be. So here we go. AmyK. I've watched your 50 at 50 videos and appreciate your perspective. They are so relatable. Thank you. Thank all of you. I'm writing because I'm upset with a dear friend. I recently found out she's been gossiping about me. I ran into a woman we both know, and she's a very good friend of my friend. This woman greeted me with, "Hey, Susan told me all about what happened with your husband cheating on you. How you doing?" I told her I was fine and wished her well and walked away. But now I feel betrayed and angry. Yeah, I think we all get it. I know everyone talks, but now I'm not sure what to say to my friend. She's asked me to get together a couple of times, and I've told her I'm busy because I don't know what to say other than how mad I am at her. And I don't trust her to share anything anymore. All right, we're gonna get into that too. Any suggestions? Thank you, Patty. Well, Patty, first of all, my heart hurts hearing that this happened to you. So I'm sorry that it happened to you. I'm sure that it was a spectrum of emotions, and I feel for you, and I really am sorry that that happened to you. The second thing that I want to say is I have some things that I'd like to put out there for consideration from both the receiver of information and the teller or sharer of information. I think that we all need to ask ourselves, is this my story to share? Is this my news to announce? So for instance, in the pandemic, we got a phone call from a friend and he was like, "Hey, we're expecting a baby. We haven't told that many people, so don't tell anybody." And my first response was, that's not my news to share. That's not my headline to announce. And I really believe that. And so I think that when we receive information, we need to all ask ourselves, what am I going to do with this information? Because most of the time it's I'm going to hold on to it. It's not my news to share. It's not my story to tell, right? So the other thing is that when we're sharing information, even though there are relationships where we intuitively know it is a sacred place, we can use our voice to articulate the idea of, I'm sharing this with you in total confidence. This news is not for public consumption. And we just articulate that. Now, I also want to offer up something about gossip because I think we've all been a part of gossip conversation where we've either shared gossip that we shouldn't have or we received information that maybe we shouldn't have. And I think that before we share something, we need to ask ourselves, is what I'm about to share going to bring people closer together? Or is what I'm about to share going to divide them? So for instance, there are times when we might share information that's personal, but we're bringing people closer together. We're like, well, you may not know, and this is maybe why. And, again, this is very private. I'm not asking you to share it, but it would probably help you to have grace or forgiveness or understanding. We're bringing people closer together. Sometimes we could say something, hey, look, I'm not going to share this story. It's not my story to share, but there's something going on that's causing her a lot of pain. And maybe that caused her to react the way that she did. I encourage you to go connect with her. So we can share something that allows them to then go and have more grace, more forgiveness, more understanding. I'm going to dive in specifically to your email now with the I'm upset with a dear friend. I think you need to ask yourself, is this a friendship that I want to resurrect? Is this a friendship that I want to reconstruct? And if the answer is yes, you are still feeling loving and you still want this friendship, this relationship, this connection in your life, then you owe it to yourself, to her, and the friendship to have a tough conversation, but to lean in to connect and say, hey, so-and-so approached me with information that I wasn't expecting her to know. And she actually said that you had shared this information. I want you to know that it hurt. It hurt to know that that information was shared. It wasn't your story to tell. It wasn't your news to tell. And so I just want to know, can I trust you? Because you say in your email, I don't trust her to share anything anymore. I think you need to let her know that. You're really struggling with trusting her and sharing information, but you would like to get the friendship back to where you can. You value your friendship with her. You want her in your life, and you want it to be a sacred, safe portal to share. So you could give her feedback and say, and what I want is this, so that she knows that you still care and that you still want it. Here's my caveat. I would not have this conversation with her if you are looking for an apology. This may not get you an apology right away. It might cause her to feel defensive and for her to go on a defensive mode first. And if that's going to drive you further away from her, then you're not ready to have the conversation of, no, I'm really leaning into this to rebuild our friendship, irrespective of her reaction. Because sometimes when we're feeling like, oh, I did do something wrong, it's very difficult to apologize. We have to process it. So if that's what you're looking for, then you're not ready to have it. If you're okay with however she responds, and then she comes back eventually and says, I want to work on this, or I do want that kind of a friendship with you, then you're ready to have it. So I hope that makes sense. The other thing is, it's okay to express your emotion and your dismay and have her hear it. Because whether she can step up and be that person, or she steps up and is that person in another relationship, this is part of the human journey. We are all learning. We are all trying to play better. And for those of us, instead of judging her or getting really upset with her, it's a misstep. It's a transgression. And we need to give space and grace to each other. But we also need to have the boundary of, this is not cool. And I don't want it to ever happen again. And I need you to understand how serious I am about this if I'm to share more with you going forward. That's a lot. So watch replay, really and truly, Patty, watch the replay. There's a lot to unpack. And again, for all of us, before we walk into the next conversation, ask yourself, is this my story to share? Is this my news to announce? Because the answer, the majority of the time, is no. This has been a true gift, and I'm so appreciative of all the support and the community that we've built in learning together this last year. From my heart to yours, hugs.